What's up, guys? John Norris here in New York City's Times Square, a place where you're never too far away from an ad for a movie. And right now we're about to talk to a guy who's definitely been influenced by the movies over the years, Anthony Gonzalez, a.k.a. M83. In fact, one of the most used adjectives to describe the music of this French electronic artist is cinematic. M83's latest album, Saturday's Equal Youth, is in fact informed by a very specific era of the cinema, the 1980s movies of John Hughes. So what's the fixation on teen angst, adolescence, and 80s synth pop? Well, we're about to find out from Anthony Gonzalez, M83. Anthony, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Thanks for doing this.
Well, thanks for having me. So
well, I'm a fan for a long time, but I'm especially a fan of this new record because I think a lot of people would agree that it's something different for M83, which I want to get to in a second. But first, let me ask you about the tour and how things have been going so far. Do you sense that it's a different crowd in any way?
From Europe,
from before.
From France, and yeah, it's really different. I mean, it's actually it's quite difficult for us to. In Europe and in France, and I don't know why. I mean, since the beginning of my career, I mean, it's always been difficult for me. Yeah, it's much better here. I mean,
it's always been that way.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, I guess it's also because of my influences. I mean, all my influences come from America and England. So I don't know. It's a weird thing and strange thing, but I'm kind of happy that I have a little bit of success here.
French pop, it traditionally has had a very difficult time in this country, you know.
In America?
In America, yeah. Pop music, and not.
Yeah.
I feel. Do you have any thoughts on why is it that, and I hate, it's such a sort of an umbrella term, but electronica seems to be the genre in which France has made the greatest impact internationally in the last 10 years, 10-15 years musically. Is it because it's not lyric oriented, or I've wondered that. I mean, if you look at the most successful on an international level, you're talking about Air and Phoenix and Justice and Daft Punk and.
I think because, I mean, when you listen to Daft Punk, and especially when you was listening to Daft Punk in the late 90s, you know, it was quite new. The sound was really new. I mean, it was Daft Punk, you know. So I think because they were different from the other sound productions, they did it, you know. They had success because of this, because it was different and it was new. And yeah, I mean, I'm so respectful towards these French bands because they did so much for the French music. And I think that nowadays, if I've got a little of success here in America, it's because of them. It's because in the late 90s they built something, you know, really strong. And now that the image of a French band and French music is quite good here in America, and everything that comes from France is kind of exotic, you know.
Right.
And so that's maybe the reason why.
But it's primarily in the dance world, the electronic world.
Yeah.
We don't have many metal bands from France coming over here.
Yeah, exactly. But maybe because, I mean, French artists are good in making this kind of music, you know. I mean, in France, we're calling it French touch, you know. So that's the name of the movement, and so I think this is a really particular sound, really unique sound. You can only find in France, and some artists are trying to do the same kind of sound, but it's not really. It doesn't sound as well as good as Daft Punk or Justice or.
Right. Was it ever considered strange by your friends in Antibes that you made music or create songs with English in them?
When I was a kid, I was only listening to English bands or American bands. So really, I don't see myself singing in French. It's just impossible for me. And because, it's not natural, you know?
Right.
It's weird to say that, but it's not natural. So
Did you learn your English all in school, or do you have
in school
English-speaking friends?
Yeah, and because of the movies and books and music as well. So, but yeah, and I think that because I'm singing with a French accent, I mean, you can you can feel that I'm not a real American boy or a real English boy, you know.
Right.
And so I think that the people kind of love it. So they like it. So this is a part of myself. This is a part of the project for me to sing in English with a weird accent.
Right. For Americans who haven't been there, I think when they hear south of France or the Côte d'Azur, they all think it's very, wealthy, etc. Is this the kind of background you came from? Very well off?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I mean, it's a beautiful little town just between Nice and Cannes. You know, the movie festival of Cannes. It's really famous, and so life is really, really different there. Really different. Even if you're living in Paris, it's totally different. You know. So yeah, I like the life there. I think I don't want to change this life for now.
Yeah.
I mean, living there is just perfect for me. And because it's also a very boring place sometimes, especially in winter, there is nothing else to do but music, so I can work on my records.
Makes you focus on it.
Yeah.
Do you get distracted easily, or do you need to be by yourself to work on music a lot?
Yeah, I need to be in a special place, I need to be in a quiet place, I need to be confident with myself, I need to be, in a peaceful place. Yeah, I mean it's
no place better than Antibes for that.
Exactly. That's the reason why I like this town so much, because I feel so quiet there, and I feel so strong as well to make music here.